Okay, so now we've got this set up with some strips going in here. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to end up covering these strips and giving them a little more foam and some other materials to build them up. This is what's going to hold up the tail. It's the jaw. There's the other side. Now you notice that there's a big hole right in here. This is where a majority of the foam is going to be stuffed in this cavity in order to absorb the arrows. The technique that I've been working with or developing, I'm going to give you a close-up in a minute. You're really going to like this. I hope. Have a wooden superstructure strong enough to hold somebody to sit on it. We have a little bit of metal mesh or metal support on some screen to hold the screen into shape. Then we take the spray foam and we put a thin coat of spray foam over it. Then we take some plastic while the foam is still wet and we smooth it out so that you don't have those little pipettes. You have more of a kind of blend it out. I guess that's it. You blend out those little ridges so that they merge together into one more or less continuous mass. The plastic stays there and adheres and gives it a surface that is actually paintable. So let's start peeling this off and then we'll give you a close-up. Now we can reuse all these pieces of plastic. Alright, you ready for your close-up? What do you think? I like how it has all these little skin ridges in it, like mummy wrinkles or leather. You know, I did a technique like this one time in plaster and it comes out looking like leather. But you know, there's a few little high spots or where it looks a little screwed up. You can trim them a little with a razor. But this is a pretty smooth, shiny surface, even with all the wrinkles in it, is what I really like. And then it gets pits. These pits could be little, you know, festered pockets of pus or what have you. I'm going to touch these up, these little holes here and there. But I used like half a can to do all of this, and it really extends it to go a long ways. Now right here there was I let that build up a little bit so that I could have you know, it was a little hollow there, and now it's building up. So you do have some control over this foam. Alright, so let's do it again, and this time we'll have a better video record.
Son, don't follow the crowd. Good advice. But I don't think she meant the millions and millions of drivers who have switched to Geico. I mean, who wouldn't want to follow really smart people who are saving a lot of money on their car insurance? Visit geico.com today. For a limited time at KeyBank, you get a dollar reward when you can redeem for gift cards to your favorite places. Visit key.com/summer rewards for complete offer details. Program and offer requirements must be met. Certain restrictions apply. KeyBank is member FDIC.
Well, there's some buildup. Let's see, this will get carved back and this will get narrowed. Now we built up the foam on both sides. Allows the jaw to move still inside there. When you get it all rounded off, that'll work out nice. Alright, as you can see, we have a couple crazy ass dogs here, and I managed to get some of the faces cut out, so and their jaws work. Look. Now that I actually have the head on here, I start to see that you know, this area needs to have more muscles on it and to be beefed up. So that shouldn't be too hard to do. We'll just add a little more metal screen here, and then do the same kind of coating technique, and then this whole thing will balance out a lot better. So we're going to put screen that comes over here, over this a little bit to hide this joint. Now I'm leaving a little space. This guy's still missing some feet. I really can't see what I'm doing here, so I'm guessing. Ugh. Talk about shaky video. Alright, so I'm thinking of putting these little lights right here inside the eyes. And we still have moving jaws if we want to do something like that. And I think overall, you know, this technique, it's not been sanded. This is just the plastic coating that we've got on there. And when after we're done shooting arrows into them, I'm thinking of sanding them down and then putting a better coat on there. But for right now, doing our archery or doing Halloween sort of stuff, I think that's pretty good. Alright, that's it for now.